Tom Jeff on the Angry Stick, and I'm talking to the bands that are coming to the next big thing. And this is the first one, so this might be a little bit like tentative. But I've got Simon and Ray from the Flash Harrys with me, and I'm gonna ask them a few questions. So do you want to say hello, Ray? You go first.
Hey folks, yeah, PJ Ray here. Talking to you from the Kapiti Coast. Thanks for having us, Nikki. Looking forward to coming to Masterton, 24th of June.
No worries. And Simon.
Yeah, g'day guys. Well, yeah, looking forward to next weekend. This is going to be a hoot.
Indeed. Right, and so I've got a few little questions that I want to ask, just so that people know what they're coming to see. Or best not tell them what we're coming to see. I don't know. Let's see how that goes. So first of all, tell us a little bit about the Flash Harrys. I'll go with you, Ray.
Okay, yeah. No, so formed in late 2017. Ricky Rocktopussie, our man on the drums from Carterton, and I used to live in Marston. I spent my teenage years there, and we met 10 years ago or so. Played in a band briefly for a while. I went over there, he stayed there, I came back over here, and we met up. And in 2017, I was like, mate, let's get together. So we're a little two-piece. This guy just knocked on the door at our studio when we were playing our first ever practice, I think it was, and then we just started the Flash Harry. So now we're almost 6 years in, got a few EPs, playing lots of fun shows, and Simon joined us, I'd say about 2 years ago, and played in our last EP called Stockade Crew. We got 4 EPs out, all original stuff, 10 minutes max. Get into it, download them, Bandcamp, all that. And that's my little summary of the Flash Harry so far.
Okay, so how did you meet them, Simon? Because you came along 2 years ago. That's what he's saying.
Yeah. well, I met Rick, the drummer, when he was playing in a band called No Refunds. One of my old bands, Vaz Deferens. We played on the same bill together at a gig at San Fran, and so we sort of became mates and talked a bit. And to be honest, I don't know how I got roped into doing this, but here I am.
Online. No, it was online. You commented
online, yeah.
something on a Flash Harry's show or song, and it was like, oh, well, would you like to join in for a show? And you said yes, and that was it. That was 2 years ago. Facebook. Social media's good for some stuff.
I'm pretty sure Flash Harry's played with was it Vaz Deferens or Mr. Unit at Region 58 in Carterton?
Yes. We played with Mr. Unit, and
yeah,
then got shut down because the noise control got called, probably because they hated us.
No, because we were loud.
we played Region 58 and we didn't get shut down. Gosh,
winning.
Quite raucous.
Great place there. Great place.
It'll be the Marshall Stacks.
I believe you're bringing the Marshall Stacks at the weekend. Is that right?
We will be bringing the Marshall Stacks.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cyclone Gottlieb he's the king of the guitar sound on all fronts.
Indeed. He's got. I keep seeing these amps popping up that he's got, and he's dealing with, and he had one like mine, that I used to have. I sold that though, yeah. But cool, yeah. So you do amps, don't you? Is that your special interest?
Well, it's one of my special interests. I have a sideline business that repairs guitar amplifiers for all the musicians in the country. And some musicians from out of the country.
Bring your guitar amps. Yeah.
Well,
Boutique
guitar amps.
Yeah, plug it, Simon. Go plug it.
Okay. Bogan Boutique Amplifiers, Upper Hutt, New Zealand, specializing in tube amplifiers.
Nice. So, guys, if you're watching from other bands, Simon is your guy if your amp goes wrong.
0800 Cyclone.
So why do they call you PGA Ray?
PGA Ray, yeah. So my nickname's Ray. Well, my name's Ray. Well, call me Ray, and I am I'm a part of the PGA Golfing Society, and I work at Paraparaumu Beach Golf Club. Quick shout out to anyone who plays golf. Come over and play the links. It's in great condition, and so PGA and Ray, there's a bit of a rhyme there, Nikki. So kind of rolls off the tongue nicely, and I get to wear both. Yeah.
Awesome. So, tell us a bit about the kind of punk that it is, because there's lots of different styles of punk, isn't there? There's lots of different types of punk. Are you the whole classic fast action kind of punk?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, the songs are a minute, 60 to 90 seconds long. Probably it's good to be limited on your ability on the guitar, and I don't want to sound too sheepish, but man, just playing straightforward stuff I've been influenced by, writing a little story behind it, bang, bang, bang. That's all it really is, eh?
Good old punk,
short,
nice
sharp,
and energetic.
Short, sharp, fast,
yeah,
fun,
witty, pithy, observations on humanity's more intimate moments sometimes.
Yeah,
Sure.
not very PC from a lot of what I've seen.
Right.
Well, we'll never be accused of being woke.
No. There you go. If you don't like woke, these are your band.
Well, not necessarily, but you've got to have a sense of humor, and you've got to have you've got to enjoy listening to stuff about talking about people and what people do. We're observers of people.
I agree with that.
We like talking about things that matter to us in our more intimate moments.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Well put, Simon, actually, because we had a bit of flack about some topics and stuff, but no one's really ever asked, what do you mean by that? Maybe I'm just writing the question, and not all the songs are that bad, actually. So we quite like to just put it in front of your face and see what you think, and we do get a bit of a reaction.
I mean, that's right.
I mean, everybody's got a wank bank, you know?
in some shape or form, I reckon.
I hope we don't get banned on Facebook now. I'll have to start bleeping out this one before I put it live.
But we're just happy to sing about these things. You know, it's humanity. It's what people do. Let's not be shy. Let's talk about anything. We're all humans.
To be fair, right, you know, Spank, my old band, Spank, right, we did Battle of the Bands at Valhalla, and one of our songs is called Let's Do It Again. And I was introducing it, and I was saying this is for the women because this is about men, and sometimes they can't get it on twice. And my drummer's mortified in the background. It's like, why you everybody that?
Great idea. Let's do it again because it wasn't quite enough.
What's everyone gonna think?
You write songs, the topic comes from nowhere, doesn't it? You know, it's like I'm writing a song at the moment, and it's called Post Truth. Somebody said to me, you should call it Conspiracy Theory. And I said, well, I actually like to leave my songs quite loose so people can interpret them however they want to. And I think that's the beauty of being able to write songs with not so many lyrics. You can space it out, and that people can make their own assumptions about what the song is about. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In
the Flash Harris case, you just don't have time to decipher it because it's finished before you know it.
By the time you've worked out we're 3 songs long.
Just started thinking about it. Boom, done. Right. Next one.
Let's hit them, guys. So you're gonna play millions of songs then in your set, aren't you? I
think there's about 22 songs I think we'll rip through in 30 minutes. And there's a couple of extras we can chuck on there if the crowd's going wild, that whole 300 capacity thing. But there's quite a few for sure. Awesome. And you're in Mr. Unit as well, aren't you, Simon?
Yeah, that's one of my other bands.
How many bands?
It's half as bands right there.
I'm in 3 with one other one in planning stages.
Oosh. Indeed. So you got Mr. Unit, you've got Flash Harris. What's your other one?
Spill Kit. Spill Kit. So I've got Flash Harris, which is my punk band. I've got Mr. Unit, which is my rock band. I've got Spill Kit, which is my post-punk band. And I'm currently working with a bunch of other guys, and we're putting together a Stooges tribute band.
Oh, cool. That's cool. So you're in any other bands, Ray?
No. Just this one. That's Yeah, no, that's enough for me. Just getting my head around that. I mean, I love it. I
Awesome.
kid around on my acoustic guitar, and I've got a couple of young kids and a wife and a busy job. So being able to play in the Flash Harrys and do what we do is keeps me fulfilled.
So have you
Yeah.
had a look at the other lineups? Is there any anything that you would recommend to the people watching at home that they come and see later down the line in one of the lineups?
Well,
So
other than Jeff and the Andrew stick, of course.
Thank you.
Yeah, the Bravo Uniform Mics are a great band. We've played with them before. We know the guys. They'll put on a good show.
Awesome.
The other guys I have not seen, and I'm really looking forward to it.
So
Oh.
did I see on the poster that Dragonfly are playing?
They are indeed.
Okay, cool. I've got a shout out for Dragonfly because I've seen those guys at that I think it was the Summer Hummer they had at Queen Elizabeth
Yeah,
Park.
that's right. Yeah,
And shout out to those guys. They play some cool songs. Rock on to Dragonfly.
so currently in your lineup, what we've got the Cudanui Jazz Band have signed up. So we've got a bit of jazz starting it out. And we got
Nice.
Fifth Dimension, which is a little bit. He's got some folky stuff, and then he's got some like musical poetry. We've got Shadowcaster from Palmerston North. We've got the Bravo Unicorn. I keep wanting to call them Unicorn mics. Bravo Uniform mics. And we've got Jeff and the Angry Stick. We've got Captivated, who are another college band. They're really good as well. And we just people just keep coming up and adding to it. So there's going to be more and more people, but we're definitely going to be finished at 10. So they'll just start earlier in the day. There was one thing I was going to ask you.
I've got a sneaky thing too. Just to interrupt quickly on that with the finishing time. Shout out to my mother who lives in Masterton because I'm doing a little double header here. It's my mum's 70th on that night, and I can sneak out and play. Get there just before and play that little slot, and get everything done. If we were playing at 5 o'clock, I'd be no go. So shout out to Linda Robinson, happy 70th, because I just wanted to put that in there. Done. Keep going.
Happy birthday, Ray's mum. Happy
Good
birthday.
boy, Ray.
I'm Jeff
First
and the
time, yeah,
Angry
yeah.
Stick. We still have
Right,
all the
cool.
lineup down there for a birthday. We'll all be going down, doing a gig.
She might be the crowd surfing. Yep.
One last thing. I want to just ask you what, like, the reason we kicked this up is because there's not a lot of opportunities for originals bands to play this kind of gig. So how are you finding the current state of venues and originals? And it's just so that we can illustrate to other people what it's like for us out there. So I'll give you both a chance to have I think you get what I'm trying to ask there. So how is it in the music scene?
My just brief observations in New Zealand, I reckon there's lots of opportunities for originals bands to play, but you've got to do grassroots stuff if you like you're doing here, Nikki, and you've got to have the time and the motivation and the ambition to do exactly what you're doing. And there seems to be a few people around doing that these days. I think it's both for covers bands and originals bands, obviously two different categories. Quick comparison, I recently spent a few weeks over in Korea and in Seoul where there's lots of people and their music scene sort of is a bit different. But originals bands, I think they struggle a bit.
Yeah.
But in New Zealand, just to get back to New Zealand, I reckon there's lots of opportunities.
Yeah. But if we create them ourselves, they're there. I think that's the thing. What about you, Simon? How are you feeling about that? You're down in Wellington, though.
Yeah. I mean, I'm old. I've been around since punk rock started. Yeah. So yeah. Sorry, kids. I'm 56. I've been in bands since 1978, and I would have to say that what I'm seeing right now is a golden period for music. There are so many great bands, and I look at what young bands are doing nowadays, and you know, look at to name one young band that I really like at the moment, a young punk band called Cherry Punch, and I think they're fantastic, and they're in their early 20s, and they're doing some stuff that I couldn't have dreamed about doing when I was in my early 20s. I mean, I was touring around the country and doing stuff, but the opportunities that that bands have nowadays are just fantastic. When I was in my early 20s, there was a real stigma about punk rock, and you found it hard to get gigs around the country. You had to put on shows yourself. I mean, we still have to do a lot of that stuff ourselves, but I'm finding that venues are they don't care about genre anymore. That, you know, if you're a band that can play, if you can draw a crowd, then you're in. It's just wonderful now. I wish I was 25 again.
Yeah, I really hope that we can do something about getting a venue up in Masterton. I think that's what we're missing here. We saw a lot when we lost King Street Live. It was really hard for us. Our scene sort of disappeared, and so like we have to travel quite a long way every time we want to
get a venue up in Masterton. We'll bring Mr. Unit up as well. We'll bring a whole bunch of bands.
I always love catching up with Gaz.
Sure.
Tell him I said hi. Anyway, guys, I will sign off. Thanks for giving me a 5-minute, 15-minute probably interview. I can't wait to play with you guys again on a week on Saturday. And we'll see you at 9 o'clock. You are the headline act for that night. So, have you got anything else you want to say before I sign off?
We're looking forward to it.
Indeed. That's pretty cool.
And shout out to Roctopussy, our drummer from Carterton, who's too cool to be interviewed. But we love you, Roctopussy, and we love you, Chris, Psycho Fant, our bass player. So the thunderous section of the Flash Harrys you will see on the 24th of June.
Thanks so much for your time, guys. Thank you for coming. Thanks for supporting the next big thing. It's really cool. When you put your hand up and put your hand in there, I was really stoked. Thanks so much for doing that. And I'll catch you a week on Saturday.
Thanks, Nikki.
All right, cool.
See you all.
Bye.